The transfer portal is really unpredictable. With the cast defined virtually, Kentucky lost another walk-in. Is this bad for Kentucky? Let's look at Walker Horn's departure to the transfer portal, right after Grant Derbyshire's similar decision, can raise some eyebrows among the most anxious fans. However, when observing the broader scenario of team construction, it is evident that this change should not be seen as a setback, but as part of a larger strategy led by Mark Pope, whose focus is on setting up a cohesive and competitive group for the next seasons. Kentucky basketball has always been synonymous with constant renewal, with new talents coming and departing in search of their dreams in the NBA or other university programs. The role of walk-ons, although often underestimated by traditional statistical numbers, performs a crucial function in the culture and identity of the program. In the specific case of Walker Horn, his trajectory within the team reflects dedication and commitment, even without accumulating large numbers on the court. His decision to seek new horizons through the transfer portal does not diminish his value as a cast member, but rather reinforces the idea that university basketball is a transition point for both professional aspirations and those who seek to find their ideal place. Now, with the cast practically defined for next season, the eyes are facing Aka Owa, whose possible departure from the NBA draft could represent a watershed for Mark Pope's project. If Owa decides to return, and there is good reasons to believe in this hypothesis, Kentucky would be extremely competitively positioned for 2025. With 13 players confirmed so far, or 14, considering Zach Toe, the addition of Owa would bring not only gross talent, but also experience and versatility, essential qualities for a team that aims to play important titles. It is important to highlight that Mark Pope has shown a remarkable ability to navigate constant changes in university basketball. Since taking over the program, he has been working tirelessly to build a balanced team, capable of competing at a high level while maintaining Kentucky's characteristic identity. Recent cast movements, including Horn and Derbyshire exits, should be seen as opportunities for fine adjustments, ensuring that each piece of the puzzle is in the right place when the ball goes up again. In addition, the current scenario of university basketball requires constant adaptation. With rumors about possible limitations on players' lists, such as the proposal to reduce the total to 15 athletes, including walk-ons, the efficient casting of the cast becomes even more crucial. In this context, the loss of 2 walk-ons may seem worrying at first glance, but in fact, it makes room for strategic adjustments that can further strengthen the team in the medium term. Therefore, instead of facing these changes as negative signs, it is essential to celebrate Mark Pope's creative work and its coaching staff. They have shown a clear view and impressive ability to deal with adversity, turning challenges into opportunities. With the promise of a possible return of Aka Owa and the continuity of a solid core, the Kentucky Wildcats is preparing to write a new chapter in its rich story. This team is being very well reformulated. Yes, good. You can comment your opinion at the end of the video. Jalen Lowe's arrival at Kentucky Wildcats through the transfer portal is more than just a strategic hiring for next season. It is a perfect example of how important human connections are, and that is what makes Wildcats different. The account of how 2 old favorites of BBN, De'Aaron Fox and Aaron Harrison, played fundamental roles at Lowe to Lexington's coming, reinforces something we have known for a long time. Kentucky basketball is not just a team, but a trademark of excellence and passion of the faces that passed by. De'Aaron Fox, now a NBA consolidated star, has always been a symbol of the competitive spirit and work ethics that defines the Kentucky program. His conversations with Jalen's father Marlon Lowe about his experience in Lexington and the unique BBN atmosphere were determinant. When Fox shared his memories about playing in front of a passionate crowd and how this experience shaped his career, he was not just talking as a former player, but as a true ambassador of the program. The way he described the support of fans and basketball culture in Kentucky was enough to plant a seed in Marlon's mind and, consequently, his son. On the other hand, Aaron Harrison brought out another equally important dimension: identification with Houston, his hometown, and the emotional connection with the values Kentucky represents. As someone who also grew up in the Houston metropolitan region before becoming part of the legendary Wildcats team, Harrison has an intimate understanding of the impact that the program can have on the life of young talent. When he told Jalen Lowe that it doesn't look like anything you have seen before, he was talking about both BBN's unparalleled energy and the development opportunity Kentucky offers his athletes. These sincere and personal testimonials helped seal Jalen Lowe's fate, leading him to choose Lexington as the next chapter of his career. This story goes beyond the simple addition of a talented player. It reflects the lasting force of the relationships built within the program and the pride that former players feel by representing Kentucky, even years after leaving the university. Fox and Harrison are alive examples of how Kentucky basketball remains a launching platform for brilliant NBA careers, but also how the BBN bond remains strong, regardless of where these athletes are now. Jalen Lowe arrives at Kentucky at a crucial time for the program. With Mark Pope leading the program ambitiously and strategically, with the arrival of an experienced and skilled shipowner can be the necessary ingredient to give even more consistency to the team. His training in Pittsburgh has shown flashes of his potential, but it is in Lexington that he will have a chance to shine on a larger stage, surrounded by a structure that helps the player. In addition, the way Lowe was convinced to join the Wildcats demonstrates the intangible power of Kentucky's reputation. It was not just the history of success or privileged access to the NBA that weighed on the decision, it was the sense of belonging to something greater. The idea of being part of a passionate community, of wearing a shirt that carries decades of tradition, was the differential. And this is a direct merit of BBN, whose love for basketball and whose loyalty to players are known across the country. Jalen Lowe's signing is a reminder that Kentucky basketball is not just about victories and losses, but about creating genuine connections that transcend the sport. Whether in the words of De'Aaron Fox or the advice of Aaron Harrison, it is clear that Kentucky's legacy remains alive and vibrant, ready to inspire the next generation of Wildcats. How will the performance of these guys be? Everyone is waiting for the best possible. Comment.